Welcome, we're back. This is the big match preview. You're watching Back of the Net. We're an AFC Bournemouth fan channel. My name's Sam.
My name's Tom.
Are the Blades down? Well, look, they're in the relegation zone at the moment, but will they be at the end of the season? We don't necessarily think so. Blades fans, we're on your side. We saw all the lazy punditry at the start of the season with everyone saying that you were going down, including me and you, Tom.
Yeah, we did say.
Play the tape.
But I've got Sheffield United in 18th.
I've got them in 19th.
Okay, so we both went high.
Yeah, 19th, so one place higher. Yeah, so we did say that you would be in the bottom three, but look, some of your recent performances should give you hope. So in this preview, we're going to talk up your chances this season. We're going to maybe talk about what they've done well, what they've done bad, but also we need to talk about ourselves as well, because from an AFC Bournemouth perspective, this is a huge game, and I gather it might be for the Blades as well. If you're brand new around here, you can hit the like button, but also you might want to press the little red button.
Yeah, click that subscribe button. Yeah, we really appreciate it. And we do so much stuff that, honestly, we won't let you down. Just click subscribe and see if you like it. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Right, shall we see what happened the last time we played Sheffield United? It wasn't last season, but we did play them fairly recently at Bramall Lane. And welcome to Worksop. Travers yet again, unbelievable save, just missed it on camera, but long ball flicked over and there was a one-on-one and he was equal to it. Wow.
Superman Cherries in goal. He was brilliant that day, wasn't he? Which says it all really. I think we were happy to get out of a point, weren't we?
That was the thing that I most remember about that performance. The song about Mark Travers, but other than that, I mean, we were under the cosh. He saved our skin somewhat, but it was a 0-0. It was a bit of a drab 0-0 from our perspective.
Wasn't it an early kick-off as well?
It was, yeah. It wasn't too good. So we were in like the Sheaf Island, which is the Wetherspoons. By the way, if you go into the pubs, the Sheaf Island Wetherspoons, obviously they won't be showing the lunchtime game, which is what? Man City, Liverpool.
Yeah, big one.
There's also a couple of other pubs. The Globe
is
Globe,
I've heard, yeah, that's one.
So those are your recommended pubs.
Yeah, but I didn't enjoy going early kick-off. It was horrible, wasn't it?
Is that kind of time of day? You turn up to the pub at like 10 o'clock, like, do I get a refillable coffee for £1.50 or do I get a pint? Am I having a brunch at this point in time? Or go straight into a burger? It's a funny time, but 3 o'clock kick-off and 6-pointer?
Maybe.
Maybe?
I mean, listen, since we last played a football match, we haven't played a game, we've gone up a place.
Should we have a look at the table?
Yeah, let's do it.
There's a few teams that have been loving the fact that they haven't had to kick a ball yet have gone up in the table. Sheffield United being one of them, of course. Burnley, sadly rooted to the bottom, sadly for them. But Blades fans, I'll tell you what, they should be probably optimistic of late as well, because they've got some pretty handy results. You could call them, I said this to Nick on our opposition preview yesterday, it's kind of the same as us in some ways, because we beat Burnley 2-1. I think we probably did deserve the win, but they had chances at the end. And then we played Newcastle United, who were really under strength, and we battered them. Really, 2-0 probably flattered them, but really you could probably put the focus on them as to why we got the result, maybe. Sheffield United, of course they beat Wolves, but that was that last minute dodgy penalty, and let's be fair. It was and then playing Brighton, had a man sent off, Europa hangover potentially as well, and they rescued a point there. And then we've got this brilliant news in the week that we've gone up a place in the table. Is our optimism maybe misplaced, or is it relying on other teams at the moment?
Yeah, I think a bit of both. I think you've still got to look at yourselves, but obviously you've got to get a bit of the rub of the green as well. I think more for Sheffield United, it hasn't been the points tally or results. There's just been a few times I've seen them and I thought, I don't know, I could see why people are tipping them to go down. Obviously, we did ourselves. But I look at them at times, I think I remember back when we first went up to the Premier League and everyone's writing us off, and there was a few performances, I remember the City one where they were unlucky, and I just thought, now they've got something about them, some sort of togetherness there. There's no obvious individuals, but sometimes that can work to your benefit because you play as a team, and I don't think anyone will really be cut adrift. I think they'll be in it right to the end, to be honest. I think their man Luton will be there right to the end, but I think the main thing for Sheffield United is, I mean, we'll go through some of the games now, but I can't remember them being battered, really.
Well, apart from 2 games.
Was there? Right, okay, I'm going to try and remember them now.
Well, one of them's surely quite...
Oh, yeah, the Newcastle one. Jesus, yeah. So a bit of an anomaly there. But I remember, at the start of the season, they just got pipped to Palace. And they had some more performances. There was, Newcastle and it was Arsenal, wasn't it?
Correct.
And I know we've just beaten Newcastle, but obviously, like you said, there were circumstances around that. I think really they've got to focus on other games because you can also go, they were unlucky against both Manchester sides, lost by the odd goal.
Well, Manchester City, they equalised late on, and then Rodri, I think it was, a few minutes later scored again.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are other games. I mean, look, they've been...
Tottenham was 2 goals in stoppage time, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've got the results just scrolling up on screen now, and also, as Nick said yesterday, against Everton, that was that wonder save from Jordan Pickford, won it with his fingernails or something, whatever it was. And there are other games as well.
Going to Forest just losing is not... do you know what I mean? They don't think... Obviously, I realise now I've said they haven't got battered twice, they have. But you know what I'm saying? In the games where you think, could they? This might be too... They've competed quite well. I think actually, weirdly, the Brighton game was one they really got away with because Brighton were absolutely battering them at 1-0 and you thought, how many are they going to score? And then game changers. But, say from a Sheffield United point of view, you never know what's going to happen in football. If you keep it at 1-0, then a send it off and that happens, suddenly you've got a chance, and that's what he did, and that's a big point away at Brighton.
And I was saying yesterday, that surely has to give you a lot of hope. The fact, obviously it's really hard, psychologically and mentally, it must be hard when you're just losing games, but the fact that you're in them must give you a lot of optimism, whereas, Burnley are getting... smashed because they've got this football philosophy and Vincent Kompany who likes to play the way he plays, but they are shipping goals. Whereas Sheffield United, apart from those games, I think they've only won lost by usually 1 or 2.
Yeah, they're certainly in games. I'd agree with that. And I think Sheffield United fans, they probably do, but I think you should just enjoy the fact that everyone's going, they'll probably go down. Because I think that's a good place to be because you're only going to be... I think you're only going to surprise people and a lot of teams are going to go, a bit like ourselves actually, really, we're just above them and we're away from home. But Bournemouth fans, myself included, are going, we've got to win this. Well, that's a good place Sheffield United to be, in my opinion. They could surprise people. We've lived off that for so long, kind of, that sees mentality a little bit, backs to the wall and you can nick stuff. And I think they look together as a group. It'd be interesting to see what Sheffield United fans, if they are listening now, say in terms of the gaffer, because I look, because it's one of the first seasons that at this stage no one's been sacked, and he is still the favourite to be the first to go. And I'm not sure if that's fair or not. Is that just lazy again because they're near the bottom and he's not really known as a big manager? But equally, I think they haven't disgraced themselves. I think he's got them together. And who could they get better? I'm not sure. But
well, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah, but put it this way, mate. I've been I'm sure you'll chuck some head-to-heads at me, but I've been a Bramall Lane, I've been a Sheffield United a few times, and we never win.
Can't wait. By the way, have you subscribed yet? No.
They must have by now.
Just click the button. And there are reasons too. Look, if you're a Bournemouth fan or a Blades fan, we've got some content that's coming up involving your club, not least at full time, Tom.
Yeah, full time. We're doing the fan cams in and around the ground. So that should be good, hopefully. Match day vlog will obviously come out the next day. About the game, and then we got obviously go into the second look where we dissect it a little bit more, mate. So, and then obviously we have the Premier League show, which will involve every Premier League team, and then we'll have to do a little Wednesday away day show. I think,
Wednesday away day review shows. Now this is going to be interesting because last time it was a 12:30 kickoff. We went to a Wetherspoons. This time I don't think we will. Probably go to the other pub we mentioned. I suspect, unless plans change last minute.
Also, just a lot of difference when it's not that early kickoff.
It makes a hell of a difference.
The travel that we've got, it's so much handier. So yeah, that'd be interesting. I think it could be completely different to the last time. But as I say, it wasn't even last season. It was a couple seasons ago. So yeah, looking forward to it.
So make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Now, if you're a Sheffield United fan, obviously Burnley stormed the league last year. Sheffield United, not far behind, I think about 10 points behind, but they were about 10 or 11 points in front of Luton. you're going into this season with pundits thinking you're going down, and look, we've been tarred with that brush many times before. But it probably doesn't help when you lose some of your players that are absolutely key. Look, they've got some good players in, but in terms of their departures, I mean, it must have killed them a bit. Two losses in particular.
Yeah, and I thought it was strange because they seemed to go before they got the players that they ended up getting it in, and it felt like a real weird strategy because Sander Berg was one that was obviously a good player for him, but he went at Burnley, and you're thinking that was strange because, you know, they're a direct rival. Obviously at the moment they're not too bothered, but you know what I'm saying there. And then, but the main one was that Ndia, I think you pronounce it. He was their best player. I mean, he is sensational. I think he could go on to be a real top player. He's still only young. I thought he's their main man basically, and they let him go, and you're thinking, oh. But then I felt they made some clever signings. I think Harmer.
Oh, from Cov.
He was one that we've been speaking about. Like, could he be someone? When you look at the Championship, you go, who is there that could make the step up? And he's one that I've always thought.
They had a couple of players. Was it him and Gyökeres or something?
Yes, who went to Lisbon.
Yeah.
They were like their main two players.
Brilliant.
And then Cameron Archer, I thought, was a clever signing because I think Villa fans liked him. He was good, but he was never going to get in over Ollie Watkins. But he's a finisher, and sometimes, you know, you look at your team, you need someone to put the ball in the net, and I think he's shown that already, and he'll only get better. They brought in a few from abroad. I think it was Souza who's been doing all right for him, and Trusty at the back who looks like a player that could be pretty decent going forward. So they did end up making some decent additions, but yeah, I was surprised they let they could argue the point, but two of their best players go. But I don't think they looked awful because of it.
No.
They maybe would say if you had one of them in, particularly in Dye, I think they might have a little bit more quality and maybe have a few more goals to their name.
Player connections. Can you think of players that have played for both Bournemouth and Sheffield United? I'll give you a challenge of, say, 3.
Okay, one comes to my head straight away, and that's Aaron Ramsdale.
Of course, yeah.
Lys Mousset.
Lys Mousset.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a strange one, but that just come to my head. Oh no, I've got to get another one. Did Dave McGoldrick?
I was thinking
I think Dave McGoldrick played for him. I'm sure he did. Yeah, Dave McGoldrick, because I'm sure they had McGoldrick and Mousset for a period of time. Double check it now, but I think McGoldrick did. There's got to be more than that. I just can't think off the top of my head now, which is annoying. Oh, bloody hell, we've got one. David Brooks. David Brooks played for him, didn't he? Of course he did. Yeah, McGoldrick did, didn't he?
Yeah, McGoldrick. So look at that, mate. So you did 4 in the end.
Yeah,
very well done.
If we forgot Brooks, that'd be bad, though, wouldn't it?
Should we check out a head-to-head?
No.
It's not great.
I don't feel like
it's not particularly great.
Well, I've been there personally 3 times this away, and we've never won.
1987, mate. It was just like yesterday. I didn't go. August 97, we won at Bramall Lane 1-0. That was in League Division 2. That's the only time we've ever won there. The only time we've beaten them again was October 2021 in the Championship. That was a 2-1 win. At home, yeah. So we've beaten them once at home, once away.
Is that it?
Our record's not particularly good. In total, we've won 1, drawn 3, lost 5 at Bramall Lane. Altogether, though, 1-2, drawn 6, lost 11.
Oof, yeah, that's not good. So at least it makes me feel a little bit better. It's not my record. It's just any Bournemouth fan could say the same thing. Yeah, we've had some... To be fair, I think this is the first time, I can remember, playing them thinking, we're a little bit ahead of them. Because even that Scott Parker one, where obviously we went up automatically and they didn't, we still went there going, well, if we go to Sheffield United to get a point, that's a decent point in where we are. I think they had like Gibbs White, didn't they? They were a good side. And as we said, we were happy to come out 0-0, really. So that was close. But then I think when I went there in the Premier League, they were doing really well under Wilder. So I didn't expect to get anything. And then before that, I saw us lose like 5-3 or something. And that was in League One when they were better than us. So this is the first time I feel like it's more of the most winnable, maybe?
One of the games, there was that storm, wasn't it? That's right. And it was windy, and we weren't even sure whether it was going on or not, the game. Was that live on TV? I think it might have been.
I think it might have been. I remember being there and my dad ringing me going,
"You okay?
You all right?" Yeah, it was a bit raining and that. It wasn't too bad. I think another game had got called off. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Sermon might have played in that game. I remember him coming back into the team and us going, this is a big... I think we were in the game. I think Mousset come on.
Yeah.
And changed it from they won 2-1.
Lys Mousset, by the way. Look, we are... What a great player, hey? Should we all have a virtual high five with our Blades friends who are watching down the telly box about how good Lys Mousset can be
Remember when he started for him on fire, and we were like,
he scored that worldie against Arsenal, was it, or someone?
Chelsea maybe?
Was it Chelsea? Where he ran the length of the pitch and slotted it. I was like, at least we say, like, this is a player that we've been missing out on here, but then fast food got in the way.
Well, it showed Eddie was right, wasn't he? Because I remember at the start of the season, match of the day and stuff, you go, how have we let this guy go? He's unreal for Sheffield United. And then Eddie always said it was a fitness thing, didn't he? And then as the season went on, you saw that, and you've seen that with his career. Shame, because there's clearly a talent there.
Where is he now?
I don't know. I reckon he's back in like France Divi 2 or something.
Really?
Because I'm trying to think. He played. Oh, hang on, in Bundesliga. Oh, he's at Bochum. Bochum.
Bloody hell.
He's played 0. Oh, he's on loan at Nîmes, who are in the French second division, I think. Bloody but anyway, League 2.
What a fall from grace!
Yeah,
like, on his day, he was.
He was better for them than he was for us.
But
yeah.
He just didn't have many days, sadly.
No, it's a shame.
Big shame. Do you want to know who the referee is? I know, look, Tiggs was well interested in this last time we did a preview with him. It's Andy Madley. Right. He refereed 34 times last season, giving away 6, and he awarded 6 penalties.
Right.
So that's, if you work it out statistically, that means AFC Bournemouth have got a 0% chance of winning any penalties because we never win penalties. Do you know which player he sent off the last time he refereed either Sheffield United or AFC Bournemouth? It was in a match involving Sheffield United, and they played Newcastle United,
right.
And he sent off Ryan Fraser. I love you, Andy Madley. I love you, Andy Madley.
Tell me about this ref. What a ref!
What a ref!
Did he? I can't remember that.
Yeah, it was in.
That's
it was in January 2021. The Blades beat Newcastle 1-0. Sent off Wee Man. You know what?
Yeah,
I think we should give an applause for Andy 100%. Madley.
He's my favourite ref. Always has been. Yeah. Always has been. And the officials get a lot of stick. But every time I say about officials and VAR, I go Madley aside. Do you know what I mean? Because I bet he's my favourite, always has been, and if he don't go to he's got to go to the Euros, hasn't he? What a ref!
What a ref! Right, where's our...
Not the Fraser will be there.
Where's our tactical chalkboard? Where is it? We're going to give you a tactical insight into Sheffield United. Well, we kind of... Look, in terms of XG in their last 4 games, we took a look at their last 4 games. The only game in the last 4 where Sheffield United had a higher XG was against Man United.
Okay.
And a misfiring Man United has got and they've seemed to, as I said on the show yesterday, they're playing with a little bit of a higher press at the moment.
Obviously it go the other way. We've played teams that have played a high line and not one, but thinking of that Burnley and Newcastle game, I think you see our pace in transition sometimes. If we've got the players available, that can hurt teams if they play a little bit higher. I think they will, because I think they'll, as we kind of mentioned, they'll be thinking, Bournemouth at home is a chance to get 3 points. Yeah. And so they should. And I think they'll try and play high up. They're at home. They won't sit back, I don't think.
No, exactly.
They'll go toe-to-toe.
When you actually look at the average positions of the last sort of 4 games, you can see, against Man United, compare that with Arsenal, where they were sat back and they conceded 5. Against Man United, they were competitive. Against Wolves, they were competitive. And they got more players in the opposition half than their own. It was only that last minute penalty that kind of won them the game. However, you know what, they got the result, let's be fair. And then against Brighton as well, that's actually sort of quite impressive as well. So
I think what's key there also, I know there's the opposition, but it's quite key that they're high in the home games. So I think they know that. Probably similar to ourselves, and a lot of teams that are going to be scrapping down there. Away from home, sometimes you've got to figure it out, you've got to keep yourself in the game, etc. At home, I think you've got to go, no, let's have a bit more of a go here. We've done the same, I think, and I certainly don't think they'll sit back against us at home. I think they'll have a right go, and try and get something to hold on to against us. And I'm under no illusions that it's a tough game for us, but I think we might be able to get something.
If you had to highlight one of their players to look out for, have you got any sort of that you can... Obviously, we've talked about Harmer.
Yes.
He's obviously one of them. You mentioned Archer as well.
Yeah, I think Archer's probably the one in terms of goal threat, I would say. I say he's probably the main goal threat for him. I've always liked, I don't know how he's getting on really in detail. I'm sure the Sheffield United fans let me know. I always liked the young lad Luke Thomas, who they've brought in from Leicester. I believe it's a loan. Yeah. Just because I've seen him a few times for the younger age groups of England, and I always liked him because he could play wing back, play full back, and I always thought, I wonder if he's someone coming through that could be a player to look at, and obviously Sheffield went and got him. So I'll be interested to see what he looks like in the flesh. But I think Archer, in terms of the goal threat, and Harbour, I've always rated him quite highly. So I think they're probably the main ones. But I'm interested to see Trusty at the back as well, because he's come through as a youngster at Arsenal, and be interested to see what he's like, because I haven't seen him in the flesh really.
I'm sure he could be trusted at the back. That's a crap joke. I mean, I'm just repeating his name, basically. Yeah. Right, let's go for AFC Bournemouth team news. We know that Phil Bill missed the last game against Newcastle United with what they said was a knock. We expect him to come back. We also know, though, that Max Aarons went off with a hamstring strain. Andoni Iraola had his presser and confirmed some news that we didn't necessarily want to hear. Max Aarons is going to be out for a while by the sounds of it. Yeah,
it looks like it, mate. It looks like it's a reoccurring thing, and looking like we'll be out for a fair few weeks, which is a shame. I mean, don't get me wrong, Aarons has been one of our most consistent players, I think, so it's a real blow. But I think in the areas, where we really lack some depth because of injuries we already have, and because of who we've recruited and who we haven't, at least we do have Adam Smith. We have a right back. He's not Aarons, but we have a right back.
I remember on Wednesday, do you remember the club put out a tweet, and you even retweeted it, quote tweeted it, saying it was like Max Aarons appreciation post, and then you said income
and injury,
Mystic Meg over it. Oh my god!
But Max has been great for us, so he is going to be a real blow. But I think what I'm saying is it's not a bad understudy in Smith. He is reliable.
Yes,
He hasn't got the legs of Aarons. He's not going to do everything. He's not as athletic as Aarons, but he is reliable. And I think we even saw that when he's come on in games this season, he hasn't really let us down. So I'm glad that's at the end of the day, we all said, didn't we, last season, where Smithy was relied on quite heavily. We all said we want to keep Smith, but I don't think he should be every week. And this is exactly why he's here. This is why we've kept him at the club and given him another year.
What if he picked up an injury during the game? Like, would we have to switch formations and switch to a wing back, or Meps?
It'll either be Meps or, like you say, maybe a Tav at wing back or something. And it might be a situation where I'm not sure. I'm sure reporters will tell us, but I don't know if in January there's the option to bring back James Hill, whether we would or not.
I'm ringing up James Hill. Come back from Blackburn.
But he has been brilliant for Blackburn. And it's one of them things where you go, well, he's been brilliant, bring him back. Yeah. But I think, but that's really good for his development. Yeah. And we've got a lot of centre-backs, and obviously he's mainly a centre-back, but he can play right full-back as well. So that was a thought. But I think it's one of them, mate. If anything did happen to Smithy, I think we would probably have to shove one of the centre-halves there. And Meps has been there and done it, hasn't
he? He's been there and done it. And look, in terms of internationals... There have been a few players. I mean, like Dango Ouattara had 180 minutes.
Yeah, banged in a goal as well.
Traore.
Yes, he got two.
There's been a few.
We got the standard. I mean, I don't
Welsh
mind
boys, of course.
But I don't mind him. But everyone's going, look, we got to play. He scored 2 against the Seychelles. I think they lost 8 and 7, or they just got murdered in both games, right? And then Hannah Traore was rewarded with a start next game and got subbed. But no, he's a decent player. Let's calm down. He played the Seychelles, but pleased for him to get a couple of goals. I think I saw reports of, because Colombia beat Brazil, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And Sinistera come on and change the game, so that's a positive. Semenyo done well for Ghana. So it sounds like they all done well. I was pleased that Mepham and Kirkes both got suspended in their first games, couldn't play the second.
It's just right.
But it's literally just seen that obviously Wales got their playoffs. Finland, and then if they win that, they've got Estonia or Poland. I think there's a good chance that Wales still get to the Euros, which I don't really believe. But good for our players anyway.
And that's at home against Finland.
Is that home both games?
Oh, home both games?
Yeah, so they've got
so it's not a home and away thing?
No, they've got Finland at home, and then if they win that, they'll play either Poland or Estonia at home. So they got the perfect draws ready. Avoid Ukraine and get home draws, and that's what they've got. They've still got a really good chance. I watched one of their games, and I thought, well, Brooksy looks their best player, and then they took him off. So that was strange, but Kiefer huffed and puffed as he did. I felt so sorry for him, right? You know what it's like international. Every time the ball went up and he won a header, they just gave a foul. Yeah. I felt so sorry for him. But good to get minutes then players. Christie as well. Zabani, as always, got minutes. Obviously, he's still hoping to get through via the playoffs. So, there was some good minutes for everyone, mate. So it all went well. And then, obviously, some of our key men, like your Billings, your Kelly, your Solanke, they're all sat there resting.
So, hopefully, Kiefer Moore will be able to finish in the next game.
God.
Do teams, come on. Right then, sorry.
Awful.
Look, it's been 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Trying to get as many puns in as possible.
Yeah.
3, 4, 2, 1 then for the Blades.
Yeah, I'll take
This is what you're going for then in terms of your predicted lineup then, mate.
Yeah, as I always say, you can kind of work out as you want. You can say that's a 3-5-1, you can, whatever. 3-5-2, sorry. But this is how they normally set up, and I think they'll probably continue with that. So Fodringham will definitely be in goal, I would have thought. Back three that they've been relying on at the moment. I know I'm rubbish at pronouncing his name, but they've got a Bosnian.
Yes.
Akhmedovich.
With a long name. I'm glad because I've got to type these in right now, mate.
Yeah, and he's not there. So that's positive. I think he's still injured, I believe. And he's probably, what I've seen, their best defender, so it's good that he's out for us. So I think it'll be Baldock, Trusty and Robinson as that kind of back three. Bogle start on that right-hand side. I reckon they'll probably go Sousa and Norwood.
Right.
In the middle with Luke Thomas, as I mentioned, on the left. And then McAtee and Harmer will be a little bit more advanced, playing off Archer. So we've obviously got our own Archer, and they've got their own one. So, I think they'll probably go like that. There's a few they can maybe change, but that's how I think they'll go.
In terms of Bournemouth then, the usual 4-2-3-1. Right, what are we going for then?
I've
just seen a little preview, mate.
Well, I've just randomly gone that we're playing Sheffield United away.
I've just seen
Supermark Travis. Let's just get him in because he loves Sheffield United away.
I just saw the little preview and I was like, what? No, that's not going to happen though, is it?
Probably not. I just wanted what's the word? Manifest it. Just because the only time I've seen us get anything at Sheffield United, it was thanks to Mark Travis.
I think that's
just put him in. Just put him in.
Can I put a /Neto when I'm writing this down?
Yeah, if you want.
I think it's going to be Neto, but yeah.
Yeah, I done it as a laugh.
I like that from you, though.
But yeah, Neto did come in and do fine. Obviously kept a clean sheet. Smithy, as we said, because of errands, he'll get right back. I think we'll continue with the Zabani and Celesi.
Yeah.
And then Kelly as that kind of left back, can move in, be wing backs, etc. Obviously, Lewis Cook's back and he'll play. You've got to keep Christie in the 8. Yeah. You've got to keep him in there because he was brilliant against Newcastle. It's difficult because you want to kind of go unchanged apart from the forced one with errands. But I just don't see how Billy don't come back in.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put.
So Clivert's not.
I'm gonna take
Clive
out.
Enough for you?
No, and I thought he was good, but I'm gonna take him out and put Billy in. Play Semenyo and Tav off Solanke. There is a thought process. I always say this. There's always a caveat after internationals. The Cliver could still play and Semenyo not because Semenyo's played a lot of minutes in Africa, travelling, all that. And that's why I think because a lot of people will go, "Oh, what about Sinistera?" He's also been out in South America. I do think that plays a part. Semenyo, Sinistera, that might have come back a day later, etc. So there's that to think about. But that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go Smith in for errands and Billing in for Cliver, and then the cheeky one of Travers. I don't actually think it will happen, but you never know.
So can this be Cherries' first back-to-back victories of the season? We certainly hope so. You know what we're going to ask for now, Cherries fans, is for you to get your little digits out or voice notes or whatever and dictate the score in the comments. You see that little line? Type away. Let us know what you are going for. Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to ask Jordan over here what he thinks.
I think we can win this. I do think we can win this.
It could go either way.
Oh, it
could. That's a real stupid thing to say, but it feels like...
Well, I think Bournemouth fans will, all rightly so, Bournemouth fans will be going, we should be able to beat Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Sheffield United will be going, if we want to stay up, we've got to be beating Bournemouth at home, which makes it sound like it'd probably be a draw. But I just feel like they'll go for us, we'll have a little bit too much, we're in a bit of a better place at the moment. I think this one could have a few goals in it. I'm going to go Sheffield United 1, Bournemouth 3. I'm going to go 3-1. What are you going for?
You know what? I had a score in my head. I said it on Dan Potts' show on Wednesday, and I'll stick with my prediction. It was Sheffield United 1, Bournemouth 2.
Okay, that'll do me fine.
But it could easily be 1-1. How would you feel if it was a draw?
Depends how the game was. Depends on the game stake, I think, for sure.
Obviously, if we're equalising last minute, limbs.
Yeah, exactly. I think we said this before, didn't we? We all would have taken a draw at Brentford, for example, and they scored last kick of the game, and it feels horrible. Yeah. So obviously that plays a part. Put it this way, it's not... I think we need to make sure they don't win. And I know that sounds a bit negative in terms of taking a draw, and I wouldn't take a draw. But what I'm saying is, there's not many teams we're above. These are one of them. Yeah. The worst thing you could do is let them gain 3 points on you. Yeah, if you draw, you're still above them.
Well,
you just take off another game.
That gap will be closed right.
So they've got to win more than we have, in my opinion. But I think that should suit us for counter-attack. So I would just not take a draw. Just. I think that's cowardly. I think we're better. I think we're a better team than them. Genuinely, I do think we're a slightly better team than them.
it's whoever turns up.
Exactly.
So I'm going to be looking through these comments, and we're going to be hearting the ones that we think could be right. So anyone that says a Cherries win, we might be doing it. Chris Hubble, stop saying 4-0.
I'll take 4-0.
It's not going to be 4-0.
Never know.
I mean, it could be. I mean, we are due a game where we need to like smash a team.
Yeah.
Or are we though? Our performances maybe.
I felt like we did that against
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Nick Pope was the best player on the pitch, so that says it all. He was brilliant against us. So.
This could be the start of something. It could be.
Could be, mate. And then and then we got Villa. Oh, why do we have to have Villa? Why can't we just have like a few nice little? But yeah, no, I'm relatively as confident as you could be. I think it's difficult to know where you're at after a break as well, because you've had that break, so you think, well, I don't know, will we kick on from that, or will that break come at a bad time? You don't really know. But yeah, we'll see, mate. I think it's a big game for both teams. So it stinks of last match of the day.
Yeah,
it really does. So let's hopefully both teams
reeks
can,
of it.
Yeah,
what stench. Absolute
hopefully
stench.
both teams can put on a bit of a show and force them to put. Imagine, you know what's going to happen? Like City will beat Liverpool 1-0. Ours will be like a 4-3 thriller, but they'll still just put that ahead of ours. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. I think it'll be a good game. I actually do think there'll be goals in this one. So yeah, hoping we can just about nick it, mate.
So you know that myself, Tom, and Tiggs are the faces of Back of the Net. There's a certain person behind the scenes whose birthday it is on Saturday. Lucy, you know who she is, right?
They know her.
When you see her, buy her a pint. Well, maybe not buy her a pint, but just say happy birthday and then offer her a pint. She might have a Prosecco. No, she'll have a pint. Say happy birthday to Lucy. Happy birthday. So we're going to meet up at the pub, have a couple of drinks, birthday drinks, and then we're going to get on in the ground and celebrate 3 points. Bournemouth, the team owe it to Lucy to get the win.
Yeah,
so make sure you do.
That's a good point.
And also, as we said on yesterday's show, just be wary that there are going to be a couple of applauses for two recently departed blades who passed away, Josh and also Matt, on the 17th and 37th minute, respectively. So if you sort of clock a ripple of applause, make sure you join in on 17 and 37 minutes. But safe travels if you're going to Bramall Lane. Should be a good one. Let's do this. Let's do this. Come on!
Come on, boys.
See you in the next one.
Bye. Oh, please win.